Our instructional vision in North Shore continues to evolve as we strive to meet the needs of each and every learner. While no single person has all the knowledge, skills, and talent to lead the district, improve a school, or meet the needs of every child in his or her classroom, we do assert that with a collaborative effort and widely shared leadership, we can meet this challenge. We work hard to serve the vast majority of students capably and well. However, if we want to ensure each and every child achieves at the highest level of their potential, we need to develop our collective capacity to promote learning in the existing structures and cultures of the systems in which we work.
Kids come first and are at the heart of our work. All students within the North Shore boundaries, ages 3 to 21, including all of their attendant skills, talents, and gifts, are the children whose lives we touch in significant and important ways. 3 big ideas drive our work. Our purpose is to ensure all students learn at high levels. We need to collaborate in order to collectively serve the needs of each student. Results are our measurement for success, as well as a guide to respond appropriately to student needs. We support high achievement, career and college ready, Common Core, and 21st century standards through instructional programs and services to support each child's potential.
Over the last several years, we have had the benefit of nationally recognized leaders to help inform our thinking and model effective practices as they challenged our assumptions and inspired us forward. In 2008, we worked with Yarrow Durbin to learn polarity management. In 2009, we added TOSAs and focused on the data-wise model of inquiry. In August 2010, we learned from Dr. Tom Bellamy about highly reliable organizations. In 2011, Doug Fisher and Nancy Fry helped us to develop our understanding of the gradual release of responsibility model for instruction. Fisher and Fry returned to help us think about student engagement in 2012. In August 2012, we focused on learning walks and purpose with Dr. Dwayne Baker. And in August 2013, Dr. Baker returned to help us to adopt the Danielson framework. Knowing that much of what we do as policymakers and administrators can only create the conditions that influence the instructional core, we have sought to impact the primary work of the school, which occurs inside our classrooms. As written in City and Elmore's book, Instructional Rounds in Education, schools don't improve through political and managerial incantation. They improve through the complex and demanding work of teaching and learning.
A particularly impactful team for our district was Doug Fisher and Nancy Fry. Over the 2 years they worked with us, the gradual release of responsibility, or GRR, became very endemic to our work. The vocabulary of modeling, sharing, guiding, and independence informed our thinking and our practice. Teachers across the district honed in on a clear purpose for each lesson as they stretched students to actively engage and collaborate.
As we refined our instructional theory of action, we grappled with the reality of one size does not fit all. The majority of students respond to the curriculum and instruction in successful ways. However, about 20% need additional support. As our students work to learn all that is necessary, we may need to provide either more support and time or acceleration that assists them in accessing content.
In 2011, President Obama said, "We know from the moment students enter a school, the most important factor in their success is not the color of their skin or the income of their parents. It is the teacher standing at the front of the classroom." Although we certainly acknowledge the truth in the President's statement, we also believe it is more complex. Through the work of Richard Elmore and Elizabeth City, we know all 3 parts of the instructional core are critical. And I quote, "There are only 3 ways to improve student learning at scale. The first is to increase the level of knowledge and skill that the teacher brings to the instructional process. The second is to increase the level and complexity of the content that the students are asked to learn. And the third is to change the role of the student in the instructional process.
The instructional core establishes the importance of students in the presence of highly effective teachers and high-quality content. The Common Core state standards define the content for English language arts and mathematics. The Next Generation Science Standards define the content for science and engineering. The CCSS and NGSS become the foundation for our learning organization. We use these standards to ensure and calibrate our curriculum, our pedagogy, and our assessments. Teachers ensure students have equal access and opportunity to learn specific content by making a commitment to teach it.
In 2011-12, the state required districts to adopt a professional practice framework in order to implement the new teacher principal evaluation system. The Instructional Quality Committee, composed of teachers and administrators, studied the three frameworks recommended by OSPI, Danielson, Marzano, or the Center for Educational Leadership's 5 Dimensions. With the help of Dr. Baker, the Instructional Quality Committee adopted the Danielson framework as our professional practices framework.
We leverage effective practices identified in the framework, use the common language of those practices, and calibrate our observations of instruction with each other. It's our goal that each student is in the presence of a master teacher, regardless of grade, school, or pathway.
With the implementation of the Teacher Principal Evaluation System, also known as TPEP, there is a renewed energy and commitment to work together around our common goal of effective instructional practices in order to reach all students.
As we begin the 2014-15 school year, we can take pride in the structures that we have in place to meet our goals for high achievement for all the students in the North Shore School District. These structures provide common language for describing powerful teaching and learning, robust and challenging curriculum, and the beginnings of a comprehensive assessment plan to measure growth and progress.
Beginning this year, we will move away from the MSP and HISP to smarter balanced assessments. These assessments have been established to measure the career and college readiness of our students. We will use formative and summative assessment data throughout the year to determine if our students are on track to meet the targets, to adjust our instruction in the event that they are not, and to adjust both our content and curriculum as needed.
As a system that has benefited from structures, we want to layer in an important idea this year, that of professional learning communities, or PLCs. Developed over 20 years ago by Richard Dufour, this frame has supported educators throughout the world collaborate and grow, specifically and intentionally in the work they do together for the sake of children. In essence, PLCs can be summed up in Richard Dufour's words. A collaborative team is more than a group of random people who meet periodically to see if they can discover a topic of conversation. A PLC is a group of people working interdependently to achieve a common goal for which members are mutually accountable. The most important criterion in organizing educators into teams is their shared responsibility for addressing the fundamental questions that drive the work of a PLC. What is it we want our students to know? How will we know if they are learning? How will we respond when individual students do not learn? And how will we enrich and extend the learning for students who are proficient?
Our formula is simple. Again, 3 big ideas. The Danielson Professional Practices Framework defines powerful teaching. GRR defines instructional pedagogy across all contents. PLCs define the work we do together. As we begin the 2014-15 school year, let's make a renewed commitment to build our own capacity as teachers, leaders, and educators. Our kids deserve nothing less.